With the explosion of rogue pastors and churches, not just in Uganda but across Africa, there's a growing backlash against the very idea of organized religion, especially with the young.
Fergie featuring Sean Kingston with the song Big Girls. The remix playing here on your number one station, RX Radio.
DJ Fatboy is one of the most high-profile Ugandans to publicly turn his back on religion in favor of secularism.
Well, Pete, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
So glad you could join us here today on the Fatboy Show.
Do you think there's a movement where young people are now leaning towards like secular belief?
You see a lot of people expressing either open hostility towards or some doubt or skepticism towards religion in general. And so I found a number of like-minded individuals, and we said, hey, let's create a group intended to communicate ideas about skepticism, rationality, free thought, scientific thinking.
The group was called Free Thought Kampala and was formed in reaction to the rise in Christian fundamentalism.
I would say somewhere around 2008 and 9, the fundamentalist Christian community here were kind of, shall I say, going a bit overboard in casting aspersions towards sexual minorities, in advocating for spiritual healing for medical conditions such as even HIV. So people would, for example, stop taking their antiretrovirals, believing that their pastors had healed them, only to be dragged to hospital in the throes of death because they'd been off the medication. A lot of religious figures have done a lot to cause people to become wary of them. In fact, if you're concerned about religion, we probably don't need to do anything. We probably just need to let them keep carrying on being crazy.
I'm heading back to Kanuungu, the site of the massacre which happened 22 years ago. Robert, who witnessed the tragedy, is also part of the new generation trying to lead Uganda towards a more secular future. He was a child himself during the Kanuungu massacre. Now he has his own school, based on the ideals of humanism.
What are those core humanist principles that you teach your students?
We don't like segregation in the section of religion. Here we receive everyone, regardless of religion, regardless of culture, regardless of anything.
How much of your memory of what happened in the year 2000 has influenced this decision to run a humanist school free of religion?
It is from what I learned from there that made me start a school that is free of any religious dogma.
So are you religious? Are you still religious?
I'm not religious at all.
Was that as a result of what you went through?
It is because of what I went through. I am a free thinker.
Despite being a devout Christian himself, Pastor Rogers admits Robert's views seem to be gathering momentum in Uganda.
It's not just that a few young people are disgruntled by church and are therefore walking away. I really do think that in the coming 10 years or 15 years, we are going to see a very huge shift. We will see a lot of humanism not only taking over our institutions of education, but also even what used to be Christian churches and congregations.
For hundreds of millions of Africans, Christianity is the cornerstone of their very existence.
Now, I know there's a place for religion in our society. It brings comfort and hope to many.
But from what I've seen during the making of this film, the more charlatans and con men prey on their congregations, the more people may turn their back on religion altogether.